Once upon a time in a far... Now, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just be honest. Anymore, you don't dream about fairy tales. Let's just get to the straight truth, okay? I'm going to be telling you about how Amy and Rory fell in love. It's an interesting tale. Amy was a single mother, had a daughter. After her ex left her, she never thought that she'd ever fall in love again. I mean, you know, love only comes once in a lifetime type deal. So, no, she was never going to fall in love, but she was tired of sitting at home on Friday nights with her daughter. So she got together with her best friend, Mel's, and she started going over to Mel's house, and her daughter would play with Mel's kids. They were all the same age. What was cool about Friday nights was Mel's husband was never home because he had to work during the evenings. What's interesting is he'd come home from work and Amy and Mel's would be sitting there playing video games. They'd order pizza for the kids. Well, slowly but surely, Rory would start coming home from work and he'd stop off and pick up Chinese. And then he started bringing Chinese home for Amy because Amy liked Chinese also, but she didn't get a chance to eat it that often. Over time, they became friends. They'd all sit and play video games, and they'd have a fun Friday night. They may actually get together and do something on Saturdays and Sundays, but the kids grew up together. One fateful New Year's Eve, they were all together for a party. The kids were tired. Some of them were falling asleep. Some of them stayed awake until midnight. Amy was in the living room playing a video game with Rory. Mel's was actually in the kitchen with her boyfriend. And they were carrying on in the kitchen. But Rory was busy playing video games, so he wasn't paying any attention. So we get to the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Everybody's all excited. The little kids wake up and they're just yelling because it's the new year. Mel's comes in and says, Happy New Year, babe. Guess what? I'm moving in with my boyfriend. Oh, what a great way to start off a new year. Mel's moves out with the kids. Rory's left all alone. But Amy, she's still, she's friends with Mel. And she's not going to give up on this friendship that they've had. I mean, they've been friends since middle school. So they've had a really long friendship. So they go around. Mel finds herself pregnant by her boyfriend. She loses the baby. Then she decides to move into her own apartment. Oh, that's really great. It's Amy and Mel's with all the kids, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and they start inviting the boyfriend back over, and the husband starts coming over because he's picking up the kids. Well, they start playing card games together, and they start playing board games. Well, Amy starts thinking about it. You know, Rory is kind of cute. I know what kind of a father he is. He's single. Okay, let's do it. She starts flirting with him, wearing a little bit of a shirt that shows the girls every once in a while, flipping the hair, laughing at his jokes, all that fun stuff. Well, yeah, Rory's okay. We've been friends for about 10 years. Okay, let's see where this goes. Well, Mel's ends up getting pregnant again with her boyfriend. Except this time, she decides that she's going to tell her husband, because they're still married, that it's his kid and not the boyfriend's. But we know better. So Amy and Mel's get into a huge fight. And Amy's all upset. I mean, come on. You can't do this to him. You've strung him along for so long. Things are just not right. You got to pick one or the other. You can't have both. And Mel's is all upset. So Amy says, okay, bye. I have nothing to do with you anymore. I'm just tired of all of this. So Amy calls up Rory and says, hey, my daughter misses your kids. Let's get together. Okay, we'll do that. We'll go to the park. So they start hanging out on weekends, taking the kids to the park, letting the park be where they have the fun and everything. Kids love it. Something they've never got to do. Slowly, Amy got smart. What's the best way to catch a guy? Food. So she makes some pizza. We'll make pizza. So she starts cooking for him on the weekends, and they start taking food to the park. Okay, Rory's liking this. This is pretty awesome. Getting fed, kids are having fun. Okay, I think we can do this. They have their first kiss at the park. Kind of magical. So then they go through, and on the weekend that the divorce decree was put into the newspaper, so was his marriage license to Amy. Kind of interesting. You read there, for divorce, Mel's and Rory. Marriage license, Amy and Rory. Made it quite interesting for their friends, because a lot of the friends did not realize that Rory was still married for quite a few years while all this was going on. But you know what? 25 years later, still married, kids love each other, and they are waiting for another 10 years to celebrate 35 years together and finally retire and have their future just for the two of them.